The year is 1964, and Billy Strayhorn is off to see his friend, and he climbs up a flight of stairs. He reaches the top, and he's extremely out of breath, pale skin, and doesn't look too good. His friend Arthur Logan says, "You don't look too good. If I were a doctor, I would want to see you." And so he goes to a doctor, and soon he finds out that he has esophageal cancer. He spends the next 3 years of his life battling his mortality and also battling the need to create the art that he's always wanted to create and make the music that he's always wanted to create it. In 1967, he pens his last tune, Blue Cloud, also known as and renamed Blood Count, which is what we're going to talk about today. Hey everyone, my name is Royce Phillips Jr. I play the saxophone. I've been playing for many years. I studied at Michigan State University many years ago. I used to be a touring musician in a soul funk band that played over 200 shows and also worked as a freelance musician. And now I'm on the journey to learn more about the saxophone and study the jazz lineage. And right now we're talking about Johnny Hodges. If you're looking to get more information, more videos like this, please hit that subscribe and let's continue on. So why do I start with that story about Billy Strayhorn? Well, we've been talking about Johnny Hodges a lot on this channel, and we cannot talk about Johnny Hodges and his beautiful ballads that he plays without the connection to Billy Strayhorn. We've talked about many Johnny Hodges ballads, and almost all of them were composed by Billy Strayhorn. Passion Flower, Daydream, Isfahan, which was written for Johnny Hodges, and now we're going to talk about Blood Count. This tune is an extremely important tune because it's like I said earlier in the video, that this was the last tune Billy Strayhorn ever composed, and Johnny Hodges' performance of this is just spectacular. He captures the essence of Billy Strayhorn's frustration and melancholy about his own mortality, and you really hear it in this performance. So to give a little bit more context around this tune, like I said, was originally titled Blue Cloud, and it actually was performed live, and you can actually hear that live recording, and the recording is called The Greatest Jazz Concert in the World. But the tune we're going to talk about today is the tune that was recorded 3 months after his death. The album that you can hear it on and the recording is an album called And His Mother Called Him Bill, which was Duke Ellington's farewell to his friend and musical collaborator for a better part of 25 years. This tune has been recorded by tons of other musicians since, but actually this is the only time that Duke Ellington recorded this tune, and after that, he just couldn't find himself to perform it. So let's talk about this tune, let's talk about this performance, and dig into how Johnny Hodges makes this tune come to life. First, let's notice how Johnny Hodges comes in. Immediately you can tell it's him. He has his tone that is just unremarkably his, but also it is very subtle, very smooth, and he has a very subtle vibrato. It's there, but it's not super vibrant. So listen to how he enters the tune and sets the setting, the vibe of how this tune is going to feel throughout the recording. So the first 2 bars, right there. Let's just stop right there. Because he comes in with this nice subtle vibrato, and then he does his slight falling from the concert D flat to the B flat. So you have the... It has that subtone, that airiness, that quintessential subtone sound that he has, and he does that little fall of just that kind of like, almost like it's sounding very vocal, sad depression going down. And again, not a heavy vibrato. Like he's not coming in and doing, right? It's not a heavy vibrato. It's also not too wide either. There's that subtleness of keeping it small, but also not too quick. He has this ability to play with this subtlety of and so let's continue on and hear how, listen to how subtle he is and how he doesn't sound like he's forcing the note to come out. Hear that? He does that other fall again. So far, he's got this really nice piano sound, this beautiful, soft sound, and very airy with that subtone, and being minimal with the vibrato. So when you're thinking about that, it's just beautiful. And then this is my favorite part of the tune. It's this chord progression where you have this pedal note, and then you change the chord above the pedal note. And so give a listen to that and listen to how he plays this line over that pedal. So you have this D pedal. And then over it, he's playing this line. But then the fifth gets raised up by a half step. So what a beautiful moment of just, I love that pedal sound. And he doesn't rush those 16th notes. He lets them lay back. So let's give that one more listen and listen to the pedal note and listen for that change of the chord and how he doesn't rush through these 16th notes. Let's go back a couple of minutes. All right, here we go. I mean, that's just great. That's great stuff right there. And so we get back to the top of the second A, but I'm going to skip that for now, and we're going to go straight to the second half of the A, because what happens differently, it's not really like an A, B, A. It's like an A prime. So the A is pretty similar, but the last four bars of the second A are different than the first four bars. And so it's like A prime, B, A prime, because the last A is the same as the second A. And then there's like an outro. So let me see if I can find that moment real quick. Aha, I found it. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so now we're coming to this last of the A's, and see if you can notice a difference between the first A and the second A. Do you notice the difference? It's major now. The first time they played that part, it was minor. time, it's major. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, you know, you don't know why he decided to do minor the first time and then major the second time. You know, maybe it's just some sort of idea of hope in there, but nonetheless, it's beautiful. But I feel like my most favorite part of how Johnny Hodges, and you can hear how beautiful his tone is the bridge. He just really makes that C sharp concert E just sing. I mean, he just gets up there and lets it sing. Let's get back to that moment. Listen to how he sings those notes. The first half of the tune, the first two A's, he's real subtony, real subtle, real quiet, real just... right? And then he gets to the bridge and he really lets that note sing out. Just giving the difference between the two sections, and the dichotomy of the beginning and then just this middle section, and the bridge, he just continues letting it sing. And here you hear a little bit more of his Johnny-isms, his Hodges-isms, his doing some of those bends, kind of scooping in between the half steps. And right, and then here doing that bend there, full of Johnny Hodgesism. And then we're back to the final A, and he just, again, very similar. He gets down, he brings it down. It's real quiet. Very subtle. Just beautiful. I mean, this is just a wonderful recording, and you can hear the band, the soloist Johnny Hodges really paying their respects to this wonderful composer. So we have the final A. There's a little bit of a solo section, and then I'm gonna just go straight to the ending, because the ending is just great, and you have to give this song a listen. And now that you know a little bit more of the historical context of this was the last tune he ever wrote. He wrote this, while he was sick in a bed. This was it. He pinned it, and he never picked up music again, and he passed away shortly after. And so this is just a wonderful ballad, and just the genius of this composer, Billy Strayhorn. Let's see. All right, so now we're coming to this outro section, and yeah, we'll just let Johnny do his thing. plays with the time and the dynamics here. Just right? Real soft, and then he gets up and he gets to that loud moment, that tension, and then here again at the end we have these pedals. The pedals are when you play a root note and then you just change the chords on top. And there's two of them. There's one here that is on the A and then it goes to the D. So we have I mean, just you just that pedal and the way you hear those chromatics go down. So it goes. And then Johnny just using his extended techniques, especially here at the end, you know, playing that. Right, he's playing that concert F, that D on an alto, and instead of playing it in the middle of the horn, right, he uses the side D, so it gives it a different texture, gives it a different ambiance, a different timbre. So if he did, but instead he uses his side D so that it gives a little bit more of this, I don't know, kind of like mysteriousness, this pain, just this. And it's beautiful. So sometimes you might use different fingerings to give a different timbre, a different sound to the note instead of playing it so literally, because it gives it a different vibe. But yeah, this is Blood Count. This is the final tune that Billy Strayhorn wrote, and I have to say I didn't even actually know about this tune until I got a comment on one of my videos, recommending me to do a performance of this tune. I had never heard of it, and so please, if you have any other recommendations for tunes that you'd like me to check out, Johnny Hodges, that I haven't talked about that you'd like me to talk about, or just for me to check out, please comment down below other songs, because I have to say doing the research on this tune was quite a lot of fun, and knowing a little bit more of the history around this tune and just the history around Billy Strayhorn, and also just that connection. Johnny Hodges and Billy Strayhorn were great friends and great collaborators. I mean, there's a whole album, Johnny Hodges and Billy Strayhorn Orchestra, that you should check out. And so give it a listen, give the song a listen. If you enjoy this kind of content, these kind of breakdowns on, the saxophone. Right now, we're at the Year of the Rabbit talking about Johnny Hodges. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, let me know in the comments if there's any future type of videos you'd like me to see or do, and check out this playlist of a bunch of Johnny Hodges topics that I have already done. Thank you so much for sticking to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.